Ray. I'm the Chief Executive of that charity. Really pleased and privileged to be in that position. And I joined in 1999, so the charity was 10 years old at that point. It was the Young Homeless Project, or YHP, quickly rebranded as YHP Community Projects, which is about the time that I got involved. And that was in recognition that it did more than just accommodated homeless young people. And then some years later rebranded as Cheltenham Community Projects, in recognition of the fact that it didn't just do stuff in St Paul's in Cheltenham, but it was now becoming Cheltenham wide. And then County Community Projects, as we did work beyond homelessness and beyond Cheltenham, and then latterly caring for communities and people. I started there in '99, as I said, and I bummed out of school at 16. I had no qualifications. I was troubled in many ways. My parents had split up when I was 11, and I've got a sister. She went straight into academia. That was her way of coping with all of the stuff that goes on in families that do break up. And I went the other way. I went into antisocial behaviour, petty crime, not going to school, not doing very well, not being interested. And so when I left school with no qualifications at 16, and also left home. I chose that I wanted to live in a one-bed sit in Evesham, and I have to say, in hindsight, it was grim, really grim. Not Evesham, the bed sit.
Yeah, just to clarify.
So, and I was aimless for many years, 5 or 6 years. I had no plan. I hung around my mates, I drank too much, I got into all sorts, and was having a good time, don't get me wrong. One of the things I did always do, and I think this was probably fundamental then to me going on and actually making something of myself in a small way, I did always work. So at 16 I went on a youth training scheme, £25 a week.
Wow.
And then the second year I was good enough to be able to stay on for a second year, and I got £45 a week. So things were on the up. It took me 6 or 7 years to wise up, and I came out of a relationship and I was going nowhere fast. So I didn't have the best of jobs. I certainly wasn't earning a very good salary. I didn't have great career progressions, and I was at a bit of a crossroads. I had a long chat with the family, and they encouraged me to consider university, which was so far off the Richter scale, me going to university. But I inquired, and there were some courses that I felt that I would be eligible to apply for, which I did, and I ended up studying a degree in applied social and community studies at De Montfort University. And I have to say, the first 6 months they were tough, really tough, because I'd not put pen to paper. Well, really from the age of 11 properly, but I hadn't really done anything academic, and so that was quite tough. But meeting kind of ordinary people at university from all walks of life, and just being thrown into that kind of world of new friends, and having my eyes opened, and studying and partying and just doing regular things was so new to me, but it was such a revelation. I just became really hungry for it.
How old were you then, sorry?
So I'd done 7 years working from the age of 16, so I was 23 when I went to uni. So a bit older than most people.
Yeah.
But it was the absolute making of me, there's no question. All of a sudden, just studying sociology and psychology, and beginning to see how the world operated and how things bolted together, and how people function and how the system works. It was just like, wow. And I was part of that system, and I was, by my own actions, I was keeping myself in a really thwarted position in terms of my potential. So so anyway, I got a 2-1, which was the best any of the other. I was in a step family at this point, so both my stepbrothers and my sister had got 2 2s. So here's the black sheep emerging out. Yeah, absolutely. So and I then I started a job then with Rethink Now. They were National Schizophrenia Fellowship, NSF, back in the day, and I worked with young people that weren't able to get a mental health diagnosis, or were diagnosed with a personality disorder, which isn't always recognised by mental health services. So you had a group of kids that were outside of statutory mental health services, so weren't getting any help. So I came in to do that. That's then where I met, through a mutual client, I met Sylvia Salmon, who was the chief exec of YHP Community Projects, and she took me to Joe's Cafe and said, "Do you want to come and have egg and chips? I want to have a chat with you." So we went over to Joe's Cafe. It's still there in St Paul's, and she bought me egg and chips, and we sat there and she offered me a job. Fast forward, what we now have 17-18 years. I'm now chief executive of that charity, and yeah, things are good. Thoroughly enjoying life.